Hey, this is Mass X with a brand new Eminence and Shadow Master of Garden video, and we got our version 2.1.0.1 update. What does that update mean? There's a few things we got to talk about today. Some that I wanted to touch upon a day or two ago, but I decided to do it all in one video. Well, first off, we have our brand new event run, the Great Zatalathon 2.0. We also got a login bonus. We also have our selection summon for Snowy Rendezvous Zeta. We got to talk about that character. Premium summon, Experimenting Now Edda, event pack for Zeta, SS plus Magic Gear Super Pack, SS plus Magic Gear of Hidden Yearning Rose has been added, and voices for the main quest chapter 27 have been added. Now in the store, and I'm not happy about this, I haven't looked to see if you'll be able to get this in other means, but there is an SS plus Magic Gear Super Pack which has 100 shards for Hidden Yearning. We also have the Sacred Land Keychain Magic Drop, Phantasm Gems also included. It's actually reasonably priced. I think it's $4.99, but again, they haven't done that before, putting it behind a paywall. So as long as it's available somewhere in the game, either through the event or some other means, then I don't have a problem with that. Now, what I do want to talk about first was we got actually a really cool event. It is server-wide, so everybody plays against these raid bosses, let's call them. It's called Apocalypse the Black Rose. We've already finished part 1. We're in part 2. There was a problem with part 2, but what I want to talk about first is the absolute horrible way this was released. Don't get me wrong. How it plays, what you do, great. Love it. Love the way they're doing it. I love the fact that it's multi-server, everybody coming in and just going to town. I like how they structured the team balances, and how some you have to beat, some you just have to survive. But the problem is they didn't give much direction about this, and I don't know what they were thinking, but honestly, it was like a puzzle figuring it out at first. But again, nice event, but there has been some issues found, and they did release a statement to that. And so basically, as you can see, an issue has been identified in the expert quest in which overkill occurs at the same time when the battle time ends. An error will occur at the start of the next battle on the same difficulty level. The issue can be resolved by challenging the boss at the beginner or mid-level. An issue has been identified in Phase 1 in which the SP stops increasing at a certain value. So they're going to give a gift box with some items. It's going to have 300 Phantasm Gems, the Black Rose Phase 2 award, and 1 Black Rose Phase 3 award. Now, like I said, we're currently in the second part of this, when you're supposed to defeat Mordred and Ragnarok. It's pretty simple and straightforward. So in the Ragnarok one, it's weak against blue, so you're going to want to focus on a blue team. You got beginner, mid, and expert. I don't find expert to be that hard. It's very similar to part 1, where basically once you get, in this particular case, Ragnarok to 70% or less, it will open up the special hunt, and at 50% or less, it'll open up the retaliation, the second part of the special hunt. But don't discount using a mixture. Now, I would not use green against a red team, but again, yellow, some reds, if they're more powerful for you. Mix and match. It's not necessarily a bad thing in this. And of course, in the Mordred one, he's weak to all, so you can just put out your best possible team. Of course, they do give you some characters in both phases to help you out, so that's nice. Take advantage of that. But again, it's really interesting, and what's even more interesting is the equipment that we got out of it. Now, we got Black Rose Ruin Blade, and basically during the Black Rose period, it raises damage inflicted for all allies against realm enemies by 200%, and that's permanent, which is awesome, and further raises damage limit to basically just shy of 1 million, and that's permanent. It also, on the character it's on, is going to raise crit rate by 10%, reduce damage received by 8%, raises damage inflicted by 8%. That's how mine came out on the initial roll. As you play more, you will get some to infuse, but honestly, I'm a little confused about that because if this is what they gave everybody, I don't know if I'd want to try to infuse. I mean, I guess they could make it even better, so I should do some rolls because you don't have to keep it. Haven't done that yet. It's a nice little equipment. I'll be curious to see how effective it is to use it outside of Realm, even though you're not going to get the special effects, though. Those infused effects, if worked properly, are damn well good effects, quite honestly. Getting that 10% crit rate boost, reducing that damage received, as well as raising that damage inflicted. But all in all, a good event, just really poorly described, especially for part 1. So yeah, come on, devs. Come on, you gotta give us something. Don't put us in the dark, especially when it's for a short time limit. Now the event we got, and this is gonna sound like a recording if you've listened to any of my other videos, is your basic event. They never change it, let's be honest, it's just themed differently. And so as you can see, you're gonna have your event quest, your boss hunt, you're gonna have your exchange shop, which always has good stuff in it. So we hop into there, and as you can see, of course, you are going to be able to get an assortment of really good stuff in here. So highly, highly always recommend farming this. But we've got to go to the lady of the hour. Yes, we do. This is a character that's interesting. Snowy Rendezvous Zeta. We're going to take a hard look at this character. I actually have already got lucky. I pulled it on my first pull. Then I got another double pull on it. Really, I wish I had the luck I get in event pulls for Shadow Festival, quite honestly, but I'm not going to sit here and digress and complain. So let's go ahead and talk about this character, because I actually really like this, and I've started testing with her. Now, looking at her, you can imagine she's a Therianthrope, Shadow Garden, 7 Shadows, okay? Her skill, we're just going to go to Max Awakening. So that first slot is the Add Magic Gear slot. Nothing special there. Then we've got her first Awakened special ability, Snowy Rendezvous. At start of wave, raises speed of all Therianthropes allies by 30%. Permanent. Also raises crit rate by 30%. Permanent. Further raises damage inflicted by 30%. Permanent. That is sick. I mean, let's be honest. I think that's awesome. And the fact that they're only putting the wall behind the speed, and if they're truly not on the crit rate and the damage inflicted, this makes her very usable in multiple team comps. So let's go ahead and look at Awakened Skill 2. Happy New Twirl raises attack of all Therianthrope allies by 30% for 20 seconds. Also raises speed by 30% for 20 seconds. Further raises crit attack by 30%. Again, I repeat, they've only put Therianthrope in reference to the attack raising. It doesn't. So if those other two go with anyone and not put behind the wall of Therianthrope, this character is just sweet. Sacred Rope Spin, Awakened Skill 1, inflicts 250% damage on single enemy, further lowers crit defense by 150% for 10 seconds. Again, just a really good kit. Awaken Hidden Technique, Hanetsuki Turmoil. I hope I said that right. It's only 5:30 a.m., so excuse me if I didn't. Inflicts 2,000 damage on a single enemy. Recovers SP of all Therianthrope allies except self by 500. Again, not the greatest Awaken Hidden Technique, but if your team has who I think you might have, very interesting. I like this character a lot. I think she is going to be seriously really good. And why? Well, let's just talk this out real quickly. So who do we have? Well, of course, we have 4th member Delta, who's an absolutely stellar DPS / tank that will benefit highly from being paired with this new Zeta. And of course, an oldie but a goodie, Way of the Beast Delta, an AoE. Very strong character. Also, if you happen to have this character, that would work well with Zeta. We've also got Mischievous Witch Delta. So again, this could be really fun actually. You could just put an all Delta team with her. That'd be actually pretty freaking hilarious. You've got Moonlight Shadow Zeta. You've also got 6th member Zeta, who's stellar, which would probably just benefit enormously from her use with her. And even for your tanking, you could even be looking at School Rock's Zeta. So there's lots of options if you want to take full advantage of this character. But again, too, if the qualification only applies for that first line and not the other 2 lines in 2 of her skills, then you're going to be able to use her throughout with a lot of different team comps. And I really, really like this character a lot. I haven't gotten too far in the event yet because I haven't had time to use it. But again, so far, and again, I don't have her fully leveled up, she definitely seems to be pretty darn strong, and I like her a lot. I'm going to be breaking down specific characters with her to see how her skill affects anybody that don't meet that qualification and if it works. But yeah, I'm really interested in her because I love characters that you can use on rainbow teams. So if that is true, I mean, she could be a lot of fun. And also too, like I pointed out though, there are plenty of characters that meet the qualification. I didn't even list them all. And like I said, hey, let's have some fun. Let's make an all Delta team or as close to it as we can. That would be pretty freaking funny. And quite honestly, Delta deserves it. One of my favorite characters in the light novels and the anime. Absolutely an amusing character. But again, let me know your thoughts on this character, what you think about it, if you actually think you're going to pull for it. This is a fan of a character that, honestly, I'm really interested. If it can go full force in rainbow teams as well as in areas of building a very specific qualification team, then I really like the versatility of what this character can do. So with that, as always, please like and subscribe. It helps a lot, and have a great new year. Thanks a lot.